and welcome to the program where we make fun of training, sales, and promotional videos of the past. My name is Jason Reid, and I am here, as always, with my co-host Chris May. Chris, how you doing?
Doing very, very well. When you let me know what this video was going to be this week, the library, I thought, oh, this is going to be something else. Hey, hands up, who remembers libraries? You'd have to be a Gen Xer to put your hand up. If you're a millennial or a zillennial, yeah, you're probably looking at us going, what are you talking about?
Just download the stuff. I don't know what your problem is.
I don't know what your problem is, man. I got everything here on my phone.
Yeah. But back in 1951, when this film was made, if you wanted the knowledge of the world, it was all at the library, and there were a lot of books there, especially if it was a big library. So you needed to know your way around it. So let's jump right into library organization.
Oh, wow, this looks old.
Have you ever watched the way others use the library?
Have I? I'm a library
There's
voyeur.
quite a difference in the way they go about
Oh, that's so dark.
it. Some seem lost in the library. Take this girl, for example.
Yeah, let's pick on her.
Let's judge her
Her
harshly.
name is Jean. You'd hardly know that her job is to find what she needs and get to work as soon as possible.
That looks
She
exactly
seems
like what she's doing.
confused. But why? She knows
5
what
words
she
on a
needs
sheet of paper, that
material
seems
on,
resourceful.
And she should get that material quickly in
Well, that
order
should
to
confuse
use her
anybody.
time for the real job of studying the material. Or so it seems to me.
You know,
All
I
right.
miss really judgmental
Of course,
librarians.
all students aren't like Jean.
Yeah, I know that you
Tom
used to judge me all the
always seems
time.
to use the library efficiently, effectively.
Apparently, she's been watching
Watch.
Tom closely.
Oh, she knows Tom's every
Tom knows
move.
what he needs, and he knows our library well enough to find what he needs without waste motion or waste
How?
time.
Wow,
He finds
waste
the right
motion.
drawer in the card
She likes
file
it.
Has been
quickly.
watching.
She likes
He's used
efficiency
the
of motion,
file
apparently.
many times.
We should probably say something here because this is a very uninteresting
He
look into
records
the
the call
Dewey
number
Decimal
completely.
System.
And he's
The
ready
tension
to
is
find the
mounting,
book he
Chris.
wants.
Is he going to find the book?
If they
Yep.
played this video back in the day,
Jean
oh
still
my
hasn't
gosh.
found what she's been looking for.
You know, all the students would be sleeping
But
with their heads on
Tom-
the desk.
Oh, for
well,
sure.
knowing the arrangement of the books on the shelves and the name
Oh
and
my
number of the
God,
book he's
people,
looking
you're
for,
looking for a book.
That's what I
Get
mean
over
by
it.
efficiency.
Meanwhile, she's going to look for something on the empty shelf.
Well, that's all right. Mine may take time.
Thanks.
I don't
I'd
know
like to check
what
out
I'm
this book,
doing.
Miss Wilson.
Here you are, Tom.
Oh, that was a
Miss Wilson.
smoldering glance.
Yes, Jean.
Have you a book on the life of Nathanlian Hawthorne?
Why, I think we have a number of books you could use. Would you like me to help you find something?
Oh,
And while we're about
condescending.
it, perhaps I could show you a few things about how to use a library efficiently.
Because frankly, you're a disgrace, Gene.
Let's
Jane, you're a
begin at the card
disgrace.
catalog.
You know,
Of course,
something
you
about this
know various
librarian
ways we
suggests
list the
that she
book
could
in
be
the
a
card
character on an
catalog.
episode of Star Trek. The way
By
she's dressed,
subject,
the way she
by
comes
author,
across.
and by title?
That's
She
right.
does. She's got.
Now,
At
suppose
first,
you
I
look
thought
for a
Space
book on the life
1999,
of
but no, it's
Nathaniel
very Star
Hawthorne.
Trek.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing, Jean, is to
Hawthorne,
really get
Jean.
to know this
H.
card catalog. You should be able to put your hand on
Hey,
just
no
about
help
any
from the
drawer you
studio
want.
audience.
Let me show
Let's
you.
see if
You
Jane
select
can
a
do it on
subject.
her own.
Well, how about the Scarlet Letter?
All right. We want the S drawer. S for Scarlet.
But the title begins with V.
Yes.
Oh, come on,
in our
Jane,
card
really?
catalog, we
Have you
disregard
never been to a
B's,
record store?
N's, and A's, so we look in the S drawer. Oh, here we are. This is a title card for The Scarlet Letter by
Wow,
Nathaniel Hawthorne.
this librarian's a show-off.
That was
She
quick.
is.
You should be able to find cards that efficiently. Now you try.
If you weren't so dense, Gene.
Let's see. I want the
You
H
should-
drawer.
Look, you're right. The
H for
librarian's like,
Hawthorne.
you should be able to do this,
No,
Jane.
it ought
Come
to
on.
be.
Seriously. You breathe, right?
H-A.
Good. You should be able to find a
H-A. It
book.
ought to be in this section.
Okay, let's go through every card here.
Yep. Don't just skip through to the W's. Don't worry about it. We got all the time in the world.
Let's see.
No, this isn't it,
No,
Jean.
you failed again, Jean.
No, this is an author card for the story Great Stone Face, written by Nathaniel Hawthorne.
I like the fact
If
that they
you'll
put
notice,
this
the name of
video
the
out.
author is in small letters.
Changed the Dewy Decimal
want the
System,
story
the
of the
the
life
card
of Hawthorne.
catalog. But my gosh, they just turned her into the whipping
Is
boy.
this it?
Yep.
Yes, this is a biography. Now, can you notice the differences?
Oh, the name is in capitals and in red. Is that
In
what you
red?
mean?
How are we
Yes,
supposed to know
that's
that?
right. In some
well,
libraries, we mark
but it-
subject cards
with
with
the
capitals,
black and
in
white.
some with red. Now, what do you do next?
Oh, look for the book.
Oh, that's
right.
good, yeah.
Or you look efficiently.
Oh, yeah.
I go to the gas station and I fill up, get some lunch, and
Do I
then come
need all
back.
the numbers?
Yes, both lines.
Do
We'll
I
see
take
why
all the
a
numbers?
little
No,
later.
Jane, just use the first letter. That's good. You'll be good
Most
with
of the
that.
numbers are unimportant. Just don't bother with them. Make up your own.
Now, before we leave the card catalog, let me show you some common problems that puzzle many people in finding the cards they
Oh,
need.
that was a tongue twister
Look
there.
at this. We file these cards differently than you may find them in other directories. We file them all
Okay.
as if they were simply MAC.
We don't care how Scots write their names.
Practice
We're going to
finding such
basically
names when
use
you
our
have
own set of
free
rules.
time.
And to heck with
It
the
will
ethnic
save you
people.
time later.
I bet it will.
Whether it's Scottish, Irish,
Here's
we don't
another
care.
common problem. Where would you look to find 1860 or 5440?
5440 will be in the
I don't
Canadian
know.
rock section.
Well,
That's
here's a
exactly
clue.
what I was going to say, and
Notice
that
this
brings
number
me
is
back to the
written.
record store.
Oh, I see. You just put the other numbers into words. 50, 18.
Maybe that's
You
why
spell
she's
them
dense.
out.
She's never been to a record store.
Then what?
You know what?
Well,
I've said that about
you
the
look it
kids
up
these
in
days.
regular alphabetical
There's a-
arrangement.
if we only had, if they had good
Very
music,
good.
they'd probably be in a better
Now, one
place.
more card.
Which of the following would you file first, second, and third? 1 against 3, on either hill, once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime.
How do I
water
know?
flowing
Here's a
under
clue. We file by word, not by letter. But that's one for you to work on.
What does that even mean? You
Now,
file by
what
word,
do you
not by
know
letter.
about
I
finding
was
the
going to
books
say
on
the
the
same
shelves?
thing. We file by
Well,
word, not by
I know
letter.
they're
Wait,
organized
what?
into sections, 100s,
We file by
200s, and
numbers, not by
300s.
digits.
Is that what you mean?
Part of what I mean, Jean.
It's part of what
Have
I
you ever
mean.
noticed this
Part of what I
chart?
mean. You're too dense to
It's a
understand the
summary
question.
Of the organization system
Yeah, Jane,
we
that's
call the
part of
Dewy
what I meant.
Decimal System. Use it.
She is
study it,
taking
man.
Jane out to the
become familiar with
woodshed
it,
in this video.
Especially those sections you use frequently.
I like how they separate
Each
fine arts
number
and
means
useful arts.
something.
Hey, I
Take
find that
500,
highly
for
offensive.
example.
I studied fine arts, which means that whatever I
All
studied was
books
not
numbered in the
useful.
500s deal with science. 510 tells us the books deal with mathematics.
Okay, we're going to go through all of the numbers
520
here.
tells us the books deal with astronomy.
Apparently we are.
530 is physics. Each figure in the number is significant and helps
Oh, wow.
us find the book we want. We find these same numbers on the shelves and
Okay,
books.
you know what? I didn't know this. I'm laughing, but I didn't know this.
530,
I'm assuming they still use
general
it,
physics.
although not the card
You
catalogs.
see what I
but-
mean?
I don't
Yes,
think card catalogs.
But why did I need the rest of the call number?
We'll look further and we'll see. You'll be
Well, if
looking
you
for many
just
books
look
in the
further,
800s.
instead of
Do you know what
giving
they
up
are?
so soon,
Literature?
Jane.
That's right.
Just
All
don't be
books
so
numbered
lazy,
800
Jane.
are in literature, and each number has a special meaning.
Whoa, special effects.
The 8
Where did that
means
come from?
literature.
We've done
Numbers
videos
in
from the
this column
60s and the
mean the
70s that were
country.
not this sophisticated.
Numbers in this
Yeah.
column mean the form of the writing. Thus, 8 tens are American literature.
Okay, so the middle digit is for the
820s
country,
are
but
English
that only
literature.
works if there's only 10 countries.
830s are German literature, and
Yeah,
so
that is
forth.
true.
Now,
They're apparently only
adding
going with the
form,
Western world.
We find
Yeah.
811s are American poetry. 812s are American drama.
Am I allowed to admit that I didn't know any of this?
Oh, I didn't
What
know
would
it either.
821 be?
I
Why,
took the
it would be
numbers and looked for the
literature,
damn name.
English, poetry.
Fine. Now, you try to find the book you want.
900.
This may take a while, Chris.
Let's see.
Oh
Over
boy.
there.
Let's sit back. Let's see how Jane does.
In the 900 section. And I want 921.
It's a biography.
I'm Peter Graves.
Here it is. But this isn't the book I want.
Better use all the call
No,
numbers.
Jane, you're
The
still
second part
dumb.
helps to
Better
locate
use
a
your brain,
particular
Jane.
book.
You've made another
In
mistake.
biography, the first letter of the number refers
Jane,
to the
get out of my
person
library.
written about. In other books, it refers to the author.
H31H. Period. This is it.
Oh my
Say,
gosh.
that wasn't so hard to find.
What a success.
And thanks, Miss Wilson. I'll remember
Talk
what you
about a
taught me.
climax to a movie.
Of course, this is only the beginning for Jean. She has much more to learn.
This sounds like a recovery
such as the
video.
arrangement of fiction.
Jane
But
has
she's
a long
made a
way to
start.
go to recover.
Before long, her searching for materials should be quick and efficient. Yes, so many of us need to know the organization of the library.
We
Yes,
do.
we
So
do.
we can give our time to studying materials.
You know what I want to
instead of
do?
looking for them.
I want to go back to the
It
internet
can
because
be
it's
so
way better.
Understand the card file. Know how to find what
You know who
want
doesn't degrade
quickly,
my intelligence?
efficiently.
Google.
Learn the
If I ask
system
Google
we
for something,
use
Google
in
doesn't walk me
arranging
around the
books.
freaking internet showing me how to find
And
stuff.
develop your
But then the
skill in
librarian
finding the
can't
books
love
on the
you for your
shelves.
efficiency of motion,
With
Chris.
this
You'll never
beginning,
be a
and
Tom.
with practice,
I'm not
you
Tom.
can master
I'm
the
sorry. I'm
organization
more a
of your
Jane.
library and turn searching time into study time.
Both sound boring.
God bless the librarian. All right, Chris, and that was library organization. And, before I ask you what you thought, I have to tell you that this is probably the best film I have seen about the Dewey Decimal System this year.
This year? This is the best film I've seen in the Dewey Decimal System in all my 51 years I've been on this planet.
Wow, that's high
I-
praise.
It truly is. I've never had it explained in that easy of terms before. Even when I used to go to the library, I used to get the librarian looking at me just like this. Oh, come with me. Come with me.
What you needed was a character like the one in the film to shame you, to judge you, to make you feel
Oh,
so
yeah.
crappy that you had to learn this stuff.
Boy, she was not a fan of Jane's, was she?
No,
Wow.
she was not. And I want to kind of look at the three characters here because, I love it when you get these films that are very good at the educational aspect, but yet, you're always looking and wondering, okay, is there a little drama here somewhere? And I think there was. I think there was some interesting stuff going on. So why don't we have a look? Our first character, of course, is Jean. She's the one that this is all about. And how would you describe Jean, Chris?
Would you call her the protagonist or the antagonist in this? Because she could have played both roles. She's a blank piece of paper. Let's be honest. She's a blank piece of paper. She's like that sheet she's holding in her hand.
Yeah, 5
She
words
needed-
on a really big sheet.
on a big sheet of paper, and that was her whole study sheet. And it was obvious that she needed help, and thank goodness that the librarian was there.
That the director doesn't give her any sort of dignity or easy out. It seems like she
None.
just keeps making mistakes the whole process.
You know what it reminded me of? A crash test dummy.
Kind of, where you just keep smashing her against the wall.
Smash
No,
her up
Jane.
against
No,
the
Jane.
wall.
That isn't right, Jane. And it's a little bit sexist because if you compare this character in contrast to Tom, and Tom, other than having a 30-inch waist with a 40-inch belt, is actually a pretty smart character, and the whole time he's being praised by the librarian for his efficiency of
my
motion.
God. I'm sorry, man. I'm stuck on 30-inch waist and 40-inch belt.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I noticed that with the pants from like the 40s and the 50s. It seems like they only had
Oh my
one size
God.
of belt, right?
30-inch waist, 40-inch belt. You nailed it. You nailed it. There's I gotta catch composure here. There's no way that this portrayal of characters would ever fly this deep into the 21st century. If you watch anything on television anywhere, we're only allowed the guys to be the dum-dums, and the women are all teaching us how us knuckle draggers should be doing things right.
Exactly.
30-inch waist, 40-inch belt.
Things have definitely changed. So let's have a look at, sort of the pivotal character, which is Miss Wilson, the librarian. And as I mentioned, there's just something about her dress and the way she comes across that, I think you might have mentioned like Logan's Run and Star Trek, just kind of those science fiction where the people were very cool and wore these very modern, ultra modern, minimalist sort of clothes. She's really got that. She's even got, a brooch that looks like it could be an insignia of some kind.
Yeah, you said cool. I'm going to go one step further and just call her cold. She was just cold and with no emotion whatsoever. She was cold.
Which is very indicative of both teachers and really any adults in these films from the 1950s. It's incredible how much a lot of these films are really about suppressing your emotions, being logical, that sort of thing. But
very stoic, very stoic.
But it's interesting because there's such a big difference in how she relates to Jean and how she relates to Tom. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at how she just looks at Jean. So these are 3 stills I took from the movie, and you can see how harsh and judgmental the look on Miss Wilson's face is when she is talking to Jean about, her ignorance of the library. All right. Now, contrast this. Wait for it. I'm going to show you how she looks at Tom. Very different.
You're right. That is, wow.
She is looking at him with a sense of, the polite way would be longing. She obviously loves this guy's efficiency of motion. So,
and that was stated clearly in the video.
Yeah. And, much like the film that we did about the supermarkets, where there seemed to be this interesting relationship going on between the supermarket manager and this other woman. I think there's a lot going on kind of behind the scenes here. I don't know whether the director and the actor decided to do this on purpose or it just sort of seeped through. But I don't know. Again, I find these things interesting because they bring a little bit of humanity into something that's just basically trying to teach you something educational. So, question, Chris. Would you rather read a Wikipedia entry on how to use a library or watch this film?
Oh my gosh! All day, all night, read Wikipedia.
Really? Not
totally
interested
joking.
in the drama.
Totally joking. Totally joking. This was a fun one to watch. This absolutely was a fun one to watch. I know that we hacked a lot on Jean, but it was fun to see her and the librarian play off of one another. And she was used to set an example, and she was basically treated like a pylon in a road test.
Very good way to put it. So we don't want you to be a pylon in a road test. We want you to be very active, hopefully on our channel. We would love for you to subscribe. And also, if you're able to, attend one of our lives.
Yes.
Our live events are a little bit different. They're a little bit longer. We actually do a lot of audience comments. We usually have a theme and do a bunch of little shorts around a theme. So please, if you subscribe, you will actually be notified if you go to YouTube a lot when we have these live events coming. So look out for them. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, subscribe, and you get an opportunity also to check back on all of the past episodes that we've posted. Like, so when Jason references, or sometimes I reference videos that we've done in the past, you don't have to sit there and go, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
You can go back and find it and watch it for yourself.
Exactly. And if you get confused on YouTube, you can even also go to our website, cheezysailcinema.com. We'll put the URL down there. And we also sometimes have supplemental material too. So if you want a bit of information on the film, we add that as well. All of the episodes are there. We would love to see you there.